What's going on, y'all? Johnson's Logic and Bryan back with another video. On the way to go.
I think you got something on your lens.
I got something looking at. Hold on. All right, yeah, that looks better. Looks better?
Yep.
All right. People can see how you be talking about people.
That's fun.
Sitting here talking about people all day.
That's what I do.
That's fair.
Makes time go by, especially when we're doing all this sitting and waiting.
Speaking of sitting and waiting, so we have been sitting all day today. All day the day before yesterday. So today's Thursday. We sat Thursday, we sat Tuesday, and we sat Saturday. Right? Because we delivered Sunday.
And we're pretty much sitting all day today.
Yeah. So it's Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday. We've sat for 18 hours apiece. One of those, I think Tuesday was 19 hours.
Yes.
But the other two were 18 hours. So, obviously, y'all know how I feel about it as, you know, just a driver in general, not even in the aspect of a trainer, but as a driver, you know, you already know how I feel. But I wanted to ask you, being the student, because I want to provide a realistic expectation of training. Did you feel or did you expect training to just be all driving all the time?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, just like you and I, we came up with a game plan on how soon I wanted to get through training, how slow I wanted to take it, and we came to a game plan, and we had a plan going, and it was running great, and then the next thing you know, we did these 3 loads back to back where we're sitting, and when we're, I mean, with that much time sitting, that's the extra 2 or 3 loads we could have been putting in, which would give me more miles, give you better revenue, and it's a pain in the neck, especially for a team truck to sit down. I could see it a little bit more if it was a solo truck, because that's basically what these are, is solo runs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, all 3 of these loads have been solo runs. Now, you know, it's...
Solo truck might have still set a little bit, but it only been a couple hours. It
right.
Been 18, 19 hours.
Because in those times, you just have to include a 10-hour break in the 18 hours we've been sitting. So yeah, you're exactly right. So, and that goes back to, so remember there was the other prime truck at the customer we picked this up from, and she shut down for her 10 hours.
Yeah.
So she had enough time.
We were leaving.
But with that being said, I guarantee she's coming to the same place we are. So she had time to sit there.
Because she came from the same receiver
we were at from before, yeah. All I'm saying is, we get to our 90 today and we see her, I'm gonna be so pissed off.
Yeah.
Cause she was solo, and I told Prime this is a solo load, and they're like, no, but we're gonna find you a game plan, and this is the 3rd time that we've heard this, that they're gonna find a repower, you know, to sit on the load for us, or we can drop the load off somewhere.
Well, then they called us with that repower last night, where we were gonna have to turn around and drive 2 hours back the direction we just came from.
Yeah, and I'm like,
to meet over the truck to turn around and drive back.
Come back this way again. And I'm like, or yeah, to go back to Michigan. I'm not doing that.
I'm like, dog, we just came through there. You should have seen us on the map when we were coming through.
Because that was, what was that, like midnight?
Yeah.
So that was
1 a.m., something like that. And
10 hours after we picked it up.
And they were supposed to have been working on it before we even picked this load up.
So we picked this up. We picked this load up at noon yesterday, which was Wednesday.
So either that was bad planning on the other driver's part, on his trip planning, didn't realize he was going to run that short on hours, or somebody just wasn't monitoring what needed to be monitored, in my opinion.
It could have been either one, honestly. But two, if we've been trying to work on a repower since noon yesterday, you know, I feel like if we were trying to develop a plan anyway to get rid of this load, I feel like, one, you shouldn't wait until 1 a.m. in the morning to, you know, to be like, oh, by the way, we've got this driver that says Prime called you. So like, luckily it was you, because I know you will wake me up, and I know you obviously can think about it, like, no, that's not a good idea. But if I would have had a student,
But like I told them, I said, hold on, let me wake Ross up and let him make his final decision before I tell you to go back saying.
right, and that's what I was like. But imagine if I would have had a student that didn't know to do that. They just got a call from Prime, and Prime told them to turn around. You know how pissed off I would have been?
Yeah, because you would have woke up and we'd have been backing up beside another truck.
Right, like, why would you call a student, to make that decision? Like, why would you not contact me? Like, and I know that I have a note on my thing, like, please contact driver, or please contact me if you have, if you need something.
Like, yeah, that wasn't our standard fleet manager. He was calling for our fleet manager, but
Yeah.
he might just look to see who was on duty at that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
But that was on the first, like I said, luckily
he
I had
called
you.
me and I was like, I'm 100 miles on the other side of that.
Yeah.
We'd be backtracking to do that. It doesn't make sense. But hold on, let me wake Ross up and get to him.
It'll be backtracking in more ways than once, because we would have had to go back to Columbus to pick that up,
And then we were going to have to have
Michigan.
that load there by 5 a.m.
Right.
And it was 1 a.m. and I was already 2 hours away from the pickup.
Yep. And I was like,
There was no way we were even going to make that at 5 a.m. Then most likely we were going to get stuck with a receiver that's pissed off because we're late.
Yep.
And we were going to have to sit on it there.
So regardless, we would have been sitting anyway. So then we get here, and then 140 miles away from the 90, and you woke me up like you were supposed to swap out. And by that point, it was 4 o'clock in the morning.
We determined this was just a good shutdown spot.
Yeah.
Ride it through.
Because
Because
there's
if
no
we would have been
point.
any further, we would have started hitting rush hour traffic shortly.
So we just made the decision just to shut down, because there was no point to continue going to sit there.
Good truck stop with all the different restaurants.
Yeah, right.
Like, I need any more food.
That Taco Bell was good though. I had Taco Bell. He had Subway.
I had Subway, I still feel like a fat kid.
He was responsible. I was not. That's what that boiled down to.
No, I ate the whole thing.
No sense of portion control.
No.
But like I say, it's the reason why I wanted to do this video. I wanted to do this video because I wanted to show the good parts of training and bad parts of training. Like, not the last video, but the video before last was the good part of training. Sitting around having fun. Not like we're not doing that now. But there's also bad parts to training, especially from a team aspect. Like, there's going to be times where you have to sit and do nothing. So technically, we did do one 34-hour reset, but we had the potential to do 3 34-hour resets this week. And to me, that's ridiculous, even
crazy.
for a solo trip.
It's crazy.
So,
And the frustrating part is you see all these videos, good trainers, bad trainers, stuff like that. Ross is a great trainer. It's just we're willing to run hard, do what needs to be done, get everything out of here. And he's been teaching me a lot of stuff. So, but now we're just to the point where we get a load and then we're sitting, and that's the frustrating part because we're both willing to run and run hard. We're not wanting to sit, and we're stuck sitting.
so
After we advise that they aren't even team loads, that they're solo loads, because we can look at the hours, the miles and the hours, and be like, no, that's crazy. We're going to end up sitting on it. And then we're told, well, we'll get you a repower, and it doesn't happen.
Yep. And this is now the 3rd time this week. So,
And I hate to be negative, but
I hate to be negative too.
I know when I was doing all my research on YouTube and everything else, following all these different channels, you never seen this aspect of it. You always seen the good side of it and everything else, or you would just figure they were just sitting on a regular 10-hour, not realizing that they're probably sitting on long weight layovers like this.
Yep. And that's exactly why I wanted to record this video. Because it's not all rainbows and sunshine sometimes. Sometimes you get forced to sit.
And I have
this is it.
experience in this from my previous, before I came here, but so it's not like I'm not used to sitting or being prepared for it, but it's just frustrating when you have a team truck that has the capability of moving freight, and we always see the videos that we need more drivers because of freight, but yes, in my opinion, it's just bad management on load placement with trucks. I mean, when you have
well, to me, my training style at the end of the day is not just trainer trainee, even though we are, but it's my job to teach you how to run a truck, whether it's company or lease,
and how to handle this,
and how to handle situations. So I feel like you said, because we have that relationship, it's easier for me to teach you. Like, what do you do? Gonna have to cut that out. It's my mom too, so she just called twice.
Oh, celebrity.
It's like, if my mom calls twice, I know I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, because we have that relationship, it's a lot easier for us to function with setbacks, and it's easier not only for us to deal with it, but for us to portray it or try to give perspective trainees or people looking into prime, this is how you deal with it. And especially with your trainer, like, I understand there's good trainers, bad trainers, I get that. There's good students, bad students, I get that too. But the easiest way just to get through it is to just get through it. It's not the end of the world.
No.
Obviously, we both know we're going to get moving.
I mean, we still laugh and pick on all the fat people walking through the parking lot.
Please, stop talking about the fat people, please.
We got here this morning, I backed in, and some guy next to us, I don't know what he was thinking, he was watching the damn news.
Oh yeah, he's watching news. He was chain smoking cigarettes in there.
Yeah, he smoked 3 cigarettes within like a 30-minute time frame of us sitting here.
I don't even think it was 30 minutes.
I don't think so yet. I don't even think you got.
That's what our airline was doing. See, I was about to pop off that service line.
And he has 2 hangers on it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually 3 really.
Oh, we have 2. $5 is
You have to give him the insight on how to fix that.
said $5 is a female driver. Because I can tell the shop did that.
No, that ain't fixing trouble.
$5.
Them hands are too crooked. I know, you might.
Yeah, I'll give you $5.
Yeah, you're right.
Nothing against women drivers. I love my women drivers.
Yeah.
But I have noticed, like, certain airline styles, I can tell when a shop has done it, and I can tell when a driver has kind of messed around to, like, fix it, to adjust it to their trailer, to what their trailer needs to do. But I've noticed, like, certain, and not even just airlines, it's kind of other stuff too. It's like small little things. But, obviously I'm going to get out and mention it to her so she can, she can take a look at it. I'm not going to be like, oh, well.
No, it's all about helping each other out.
Yeah, it's just about helping each other out. And the only reason I say something because we've been dealing with that issue and we've been adjusting our airlines.
Yeah, like we adjust it and see if it worked, and then we adjust it again, and we finally figured it out.
So
Still
now,
a little bit off, but I don't think we can.
but not
really
much.
adjust much anymore.
Not like it's not doing that anymore.
No, now it's just a
small
slow.
little.
Yeah, and that's only if we take a real hard turn.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to make a U-turn in a parking lot or something, to spin around to do driver's side back or something.
Yeah, but that's what trucking's all about, is you figure out your niche, and then we see somebody else struggling, and you just figured it out, you go help them.
Yeah.
That's really, that's what I like to teach anyway.
Hopefully they accept that.
Hopefully. But we'll see.
We'll find out.
But we just wanted to come and check in with you guys. Like I said, it's not all sunshines, rainbows, and training sometimes. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Obviously, I've done what I need to do as a trainer, and reached out to my fleet manager, expressed my concerns, stuff like that, and that conversation will be what it is. But outside of that, it's kind of just, what else can you do? You can't really. It's not like I can just drop this trailer and go home. Well, technically I can, but I'm not. That's not ideal. But you just find ways to deal with it. Like, because I'm training, I can sit here and talk to Bryan all day long. If I was solo, I've got a TV, I've got a phone, I got books, I have video games, I got my computers, all kind of stuff I can do.
Spends half a day laughing at me.
Yeah, because you keep hitting your head on every corner of this truck.
Yeah, I've gotten better, and then you hit your head.
Which again, so Bryan is rubbing off on me. So Bryan literally sits around and talks about people. I might cut those clips in the beginning and then just put them on the end. Like, this is what I be talking about.
It helps best.
Bryan talks about people so bad all day long, and you know me, I'm just so nice and forgiving, and I don't talk about people. But now Bryan is corrupting me, and I've been talking junk about people all.
Yeah, when I first started, I used to always hear, "You're wrong. You're wrong. That's wrong. You shouldn't do that." And then now it's like, "You're right." Look at him.
He's ruining me. I've never hit my head on any surfaces in here besides the TV if I forget I swung it out. And Bryan over here hits his head every time he stands up. And now I'm starting to hit my head because I see him do it all the time. It's ruining my life. Okay? It's ruining my life. You're changing everything I know. But we do have a great time. You know, it's definitely a blast. But we just wanted to come and talk about our experiences while we finish out this layover, because we still have
a lot more time.
A lot more time. but we're going to deal with it as we will. So until next time, we will catch you guys on the next video. Like I always say, if you guys are thinking, you might as well do it logically, and we'll catch you all on the next one.